1, 2,
Buckle my shoe.
3, 4,
Close the door.
5.
Greetings, people. I come in peace. That was hard to watch. AJ was all over the place by a sneaky uppercut that dropped him heavily. Then a right hand had him lying on the ropes. He had a long time left in the round to recover, but he did survive. The uppercut that dropped him was one of those punches you don't see, and he was caught cold in different realities. It was the first punch to land. But the right that wobbled him was avoidable. It looked exactly like the Dubois punch in the first round of their outing. The low left hand. Again. I think this time he was posting with his left hand. Another thing that was reminiscent of the Dubois fight was this do or die response. Throw all caution to the wind attitude when he's in trouble. Shootout mentality. It's not warranted because AJ has the ability to compose himself and has proven several times he can come back from adversity. Be a little bit more clever. Be patient. Take your time to recover and get back into the fight. Then steadily turn the tables and break down your opponent. No need to rush. I say that because at the end of the first round, when AJ got his legs under him a bit, he started to slug it out with Prenga and basically took one to give one. And that's after being down in the round. Not very prudent, too macho and unnecessary. AJ is an Olympian and has unified belts. He's not a pub brawler. Boxing is hit without being hit, ideally. Box your way out of trouble if you can. You have the competence and capacity to do so. When AJ weathered the storm against Daniel and all of a sudden had Daniel backing up, after catching him with an authoritative right hand, he then chose to go for a 50-50 shootout that basically handed his chin on a plate to Daniel Dubois. It was more like a 70-30 in Dubois' favour because AJ had been hurt a few times by then. So he gave up the advantage he had gained at that moment instead of capitalising on the tables being turned. AJ gets too distracted in the ring. He has to be able to block out noise and focus, get tunnel visioned. He has to be composed and unflappable. AJ is an awesome force when completely in control of his efficiency and essence. It doesn't matter if you have the tools, you have to use them in the right way, efficaciously. They say a man with a hammer thinks everything's a nail. Well, a craftsman has to use his tape measure, ruler, and square to check dimensions. Then use a pencil, chalk, or marking knife to indicate exactly where the nail should go. Check alignment, secure the material, select the right hammer. Remembering different jobs require a different tool. Be meticulous with the application. Start the nail gently. Instead of striking hard immediately, set the nail in the required position. Then tap lightly to set it in place. If satisfied with the calibration, use firm, accurate strikes to drive it home. Think, plan, and prepare before taking irreversible action. Measure twice, cut once. Think like a craftsman, not a bodger or a cowboy. Anyway, AJ recovered well, and his corner man told him left hand up and jab. In the second round, he got into his stride. He hurt Prenga with his jabs, then easily dispatched him. I was surprised how Prenga could give it to AJ, but couldn't take it. It was AJ's first real attack, which tells me if AJ didn't get hurt in the first, he could have had Prenga out in one round. He made a meal of it. Sweet finish. But I'm wondering now about AJ's punch resistance. AJ has heart. He's always got up, or tried to. However, he needs to halt the insertion of the opponent's appendage to his cranium. Get your ruddy hands up, son. A positive is that AJ will know for definite that he can dig deep, and it'll give him confidence. He's talented enough to avoid the crisis, swerve the hazards, and dodge the peril. It's nerve-wracking. Anyway, AJ's resistance got better in the second, as I suppose after all he's been through, he's realised where he is and who he is and what he has to do. AJ's power is extraordinary, but he has more dimensions to his game, which I want him to display more. I think AJ suffers from first round angst, but as soon as he gets into the fight and rides a few shots, he becomes more present. His latest fights have put him at a deficit early, leaving him climbing a mountain. He wasn't successful against Daniel Dubois, but with more thought he could have done better. He was successful this time, although he made the job more difficult than necessary. As I've said, I think AJ just needs to ease himself into a fight and ramp it up. Hands up, be cagey, using a quick jab, behind feints. Don't just leave your lead hand out posting for too long. AJ actually started this fight fine. He just ducked the overhand by Prenga and kept his head down too long while they came together. Actually, Prenga held AJ's head down before throwing the uppercut. Hard to avoid. But the right hand, as I said, was avoidable, even though he was buzzed. See, AJ posting that left hand again, having it out there, even after Prenga caught him with a double jab. He should have known he wasn't keeping Prenga at range. Prenga was in range. And then Prenga threw the right hand over the top, and that's what buckled AJ into the ropes. AJ needs to put his hands by his ears when he gets into trouble, before he gets into trouble. And I mean literally putting it on his head. Let his gloves touch his ears, the side of his head, because I notice he leaves gaps even when he puts his hands up. I'm not saying he needs to adopt the peekaboo stance, but higher hands, ready to catch, block and parry, will do nicely. This makes the AJ Fury fight a lot more exciting though, doesn't it? We have a barn burner on our hands. Both get up when knocked down, but AJ needs to be cautious, then light Fury up, and it's over. I don't think Fury will be able to withstand AJ's punches, particularly the right hand, which Fury has shown that he's very susceptible to. Tyson Fury's trainer, Sifu, said after the Marius Wack fight that they picked Wack because they wanted someone to come forward. Then he said, against AJ, he wants Fury to back him up. He wants Fury to chase AJ around the ring, but don't just stand and slug it out with him. Box him, slip and slide, and get him out about round 7 or 8. That's if Fury lasted that long. Sifu said Fury really gets warmed up by the 4th round. Ah dear. You know, some of Fury's trainers seem starstruck, don't they? Seeing apparitions and phantoms. Surely that's a figment of his imagination. Chase AJ down, slip and slide like in the 6th and 7th round against Marius Wack. I don't think Fury will be able to get away with that with AJ. And to chase AJ would assume he'd be running. Fury got caught several times from what I saw, particularly with the right hand, from a slow, ponderous punching bag. And as we know, AJ throws quick, crisp, explosive right hands. If one of those catches Fury, it's the end of the road. And I don't think his recuperative abilities will work for him against those punches. AJ will keep pressure on Fury. AJ's counter-punching ability is going to expose Fury, I believe, adding to the fact that Fury gets caught clean all the time by weaker opponents, but doesn't have massive power himself. AJ has to watch out for Fury's rare uppercut though, which can be lethal, and it was the punch that put him down against Prenga. Other than that, Fury doesn't have the strength, and from what I've seen lately, he doesn't have the balance, not to keep AJ off him. By the way, AJ has an excuse. He's rusty and has come back from extreme trauma and got the job done against all odds in 2 rounds. Come on, that must be a nightmare for Fury to contemplate. AJ said something subtle in his post-fight press conference when asked about his punch resistance. He said, "You need to be asking him," meaning Prenga, "about his punch resistance. I'm the one sitting here victorious.
Touché.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Please subscribe. And remember, please choose life. Thank you.
Now looks as though he can hardly lift his arms up. Oh, he's got him with the right hand. He's got him. Oh, you can't believe it. And he's doing his shuffle. And I don't think Foreman's going to get up.